We won't even be able to use the cold start because all our cameras are gonna be all fucked up because of the chat thing.
No, different windows, dog. That's why I use 3 monitors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a different channel. It's not even inside the Shipwreck Show channel.
Yeah,
Chat, so you're
dork.
just wrong, Ernell. It's popped that window.
It's popped out.
Stupid.
Like, yeah, stupid.
Just pop it out. It's
Yeah, Ernell,
technology,
come on,
old
you
man.
You
Yeah.
see that pop out?
Technology. You don't know about. You don't know tech.
Also,
Just
it's popped out.
wrong.
It's a popped out window.
You know what? Let's ask
deliver
ChatGPT if
I deliver
Ernell
Ernell's
is stupid.
packages.
ChatGPT, is Ernell stupid? Hey, Grok, is this true? Grok, is this
DJ, what's the results? DJ, what's the results? Can you tell us? Can you tell us the
Well,
results, DJ?
According to ChatGPT's data, sourced from all different types of sources, Ernell is stupid. Ernell is stupid.
Yeah, stupido.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the Shipwreck Show. I am your host, Xander, aka your friendly neighborhood emo dad. And fun fact, when I was a little boy, my father did not take me to the city to see a marching band, but thankfully he didn't, because knowing him, it would have turned out to be like the early 2000s version of like a MAGA parade. But anyway, hey, hi, how's it going? Joining me today on episode 175, we have a lovely grouping here. We have our designated tour van driver. We have DJ Simfix. What's going on, man?
What it do, man? And I would be driving.
How's it going?
Okay, I don't trust you
Yeah.
motherfuckers driving.
What do you mean? I drive for a
I-
living. I literally drive for a living, and I have a perfect record.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Doesn't.
Picture it didn't happen.
He can't prove it. He can't prove it.
I think I have
Until
one
you-
traffic
no, no, no.
violation,
Devin,
and
Devin,
it's a
Devin,
parking ticket.
Devin, until you take a picture of yourself in some shades and a cap with an American flag on it, your selfie's
Mhm.
like this right here, like one of
okay.
those
Alright.
Republicans, right? In their Ford F-150. Okay, you've never driven before. You've never driven before.
I have pictures of me in a
Until
Jeep
you're
with a
tailgating
mullet.
somebody that's going 90 miles an hour on the interstate. You're not a real.
I've
driver.
done that before.
You're not a real
I have
driver.
done that
I'm sorry.
before.
Until you have those LED lights that like fucking blind you, like it has like 50,000 lumens on it. You're not a real driver.
I haven't done that before.
Sorry.
I haven't done that before.
Until you buy
know
a
how to
Ford
drive.
250 until you buy a Ford Raptor and not tow anything with it and keep nothing in the bed, you're not a real driver. I'm sorry.
Raptors aren't
you
really.
know,
They're glorified dune buggies. That's what Raptors are.
you know how
Until
to
you
drive.
get a Cybertruck,
boy.
I don't think you're a real
But
driver.
ain't-
To be real,
You ain't
You
a
get a
driver, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you
Not a
even
real
have
man's car. Get a
pistol?
Cybertruck.
Next
men with
up,
small
we
penises
have the
drive
man who's
Cybertrucks.
trying to figure out how to fit his pedal board into the back of the van. It is Devin Brevin, the dude.
Can't even fit himself in the back of the van.
What's up, dude? How's it going? Not knowing how to drive.
Dude, I don't know
This guy
how to
doesn't know how to
drive, dude.
drive.
It's crazy.
I
It's
passed
crazy.
driving school
I'm
like 8
crashing.
times.
I'm crashing into banks, like grocery stores and stuff. Like
There you go.
yeah,
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
I might have sideswiped a school bus on my way here.
Until you escape the cops in GTA RP, you're not a real driver, dude.
Dude, that's really fun. Actually.
Yeah, facts.
I'm
Big
doing
fact.
good. I'm doing good.
Big fact.
So I've been building my CEDH deck, and I'm at the part where I'm putting all full arts in there, baby.
And next up, we have the man who is definitely helping out.
He's helping out.
Lastly, God, I can't with the magic shit, man.
Why do you hate it so much?
lastly,
Like,
we
what's wrong,
have-
Xander?
Because that's all you fucking. It's okay. It's like how
He
you are with
He doesn't
me in
understand
politics.
it. He doesn't
Okay.
understand it. You know what I mean? He doesn't know what we're
I
talking
have no knowledge
about
of it,
most
nor
the
do
time.
I ever think that I'm ever going to have any knowledge on it. Lastly, we have the man who's definitely helping with load in, holding his microphone and one single cable. It is Ernell Pearson.
You think Ernell helps
That's right,
with
baby.
load in?
I do.
Yeah. He has his microphone and one mic cable.
That's it. I helped. He was like, I helps.
The rest of the time, he's just delegating.
Yep. I'm like, hey, dude, don't forget that.
It should
I'd
be
be like, oh,
every
okay.
vocalist's job to help every drummer at load-in.
Well,
I
we
feel
actually-
the same way about that.
We actually have a guy, so I don't need to help with the drums.
Oh my god, he has a guy.
We do have a guy. No, I actually, Travis doesn't trust me with his drum kit, so I try
That
to
checks out.
steer.
That's fair. Any
Click
good drummer
that.
wouldn't trust you around their drum kit.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
know.
We just got
Ooh.
tickets to Hawaii, where we're doing 3-show run.
Hawaii.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
he says, ooh.
Oh,
yeah, I'm stoked.
Ooh.
are you gonna get laid?
You been to Hawaii?
Ooh.
I have been to Hawaii actually.
Get
It's
laid.
really fun.
I've never been.
Get laid.
It's nice.
Isn't
Real
it-
drivers don't go to
Isn't
Hawaii.
it true you get laid the moment you get off the plane?
No,
They
no.
just give you a lay
No,
at the airport.
It's
It's-
not.
No.
Real drivers don't even go to
No,
Hawaii.
that's not.
No,
Can't even
It's-
drive.
they
there.
don't-
Resorts.
do.
Some
Damn,
resorts
man.
do that, but they don't do that.
That did happen when I went
Man,
to a
the
luau
movies
at a
lied to me,
resort.
bro.
I had to do it at least once, you know.
That's fair.
The
to do it
food
too.
was fucking so good, dude. The food was so fucking good.
And Hollywood lied to me then. Like I always thought it was like Mardi Gras, but with like flower.
It
lays,
also
you know?
it depends
Hold
on
on,
what. Hold on. It depends what island you go to. It depends what airport you land at, and it
So
depends if
my-
you have greeting services that are
Hold on,
there
hold
to
on,
do that for you.
The Islanders burning
my,
right now.
My boy said Hollywood lied to me. Like, okay, all right,
What
pal.
you mean it's not in the
Maybe.
damn picture? What do you mean it's not like a damn picture?
So you're saying
damn it.
that when you do CPR, you don't just go. Eh.
Well, no,
That's
you don't do that.
certified.
No, you don't.
You do it.
When you do CPR, you get up and you just like.
Yeah, and you have to yell something super dramatic, like "Don't stop! Don't you stop breathing! Don't
Yeah.
you quit on! Don't you quit!" You know what I mean? It's not
Have it-
CPR.
No,
gotta really
you
drag
sit
it
there.
out.
You gotta sit
For
there. And you
drag.
gotta be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
something
gotta
like
cut
that,
this short
man.
because
That's what you gotta-
having been
you gotta do
CPR
that.
certified, this actually hurts me because this is
Not the ship.
the
Oh.
Shipwreck show.
Oh.
Where
Wait,
once a
wait,
week, every
we're
week, various members of the
recording
Good
right now?
Kraken crew
what? What?
gather together to discuss anything and everything the seven seas have thrown our way. If you're writing this wave, you can head on over to
We're in the
patreon.com/goodkrakenpods where you can submit questions
Pods?
and topics, get exclusive content, and have early access to all of our content before it goes live on podcasts and video services. Also, quick reminder that if you do subscribe to patreon.com/goodkrakenpods, that will also allow you special access to certain channels within our Discord channel. You can also support us by joining the GK community on our Discord channel
I thought you were
by
finished.
clicking the
That
link
was
down in our
so
description section below,
loud.
then following and subscribing to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the cast
Delayed
that got announced for the Street Fighter movie?
I
Andrew
did.
Schultz's
I
Dan
did.
is actually the worst casting I think I've ever heard in my entire
Andrew
fucking life.
Schultz's fucking cast. This is actually
Crazy.
exactly why I wanted to bring this up because they fucking casted Andrew Schultz.
It's absolutely terrible.
It's gross, dude.
Like,
What a
first of all,
absolutely
that
terrible.
character's supposed to be Japanese.
Yeah.
Second of all,
Yeah.
what the fuck does to quote and not quote Kanye at the same time? What the fuck does Andrew Schultz know about fucking Street Fighter?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He
I
knows, guys.
like some of Andrew Schultz's jokes. What the fuck does he know about Street Fighter?
Also,
Like, you think?
50 Cent.
Do you
got
think they're
cast,
gonna
though.
be using him as like the weirdest comedic relief in that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Is that
that
what's
character
gonna
is like a
happen?
comic relief character.
Yeah,
but
he's like
at
the
same
meme
time,
character.
Why?
Still, that's crazy to me, dude. Like,
I hope he
they
gets his
didn't-
ass kicked. I hope he gets his ass kicked.
I think the one thing that I saw circulating around after that casting was released was like someone legitimately said, like, I think they hate Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Like, I can understand. Like, you could make a case for like the other castings, like Jason Momoa as Blanca. Like, Jason Momoa looks like he has
that's
some
fair.
animalistic nature to him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he has some range to do that. What the fuck can Andrew Schultz do? I'm gonna be so honest. Like, at least if you took like Bill Burr or something, like he has some acting chops. We've seen it in The Mandalorian.
I fucking love Bill
But
Burr,
Andrew
though.
Schultz, I have
Like,
never seen that
don't
guy in
compare
anything.
the two.
What has
Don't
he been in? What has Andrew Schultz been in?
Don't
oh,
compare
ooh,
the two.
tires. He's in tires.
Who? What?
Tires is really
What
good.
is that?
Actually,
This is why you're not a real
Tyler-
driver, man.
Tires is
Who
really
the fuck
funny.
went to that movie? Real
It's
drivers
not a
don't
movie.
go to
It's
that.
a TV
real
show on
driver.
Netflix.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen,
Mm.
we have some captain's orders. Just a couple. First off, we do have our latest episode of GKDR, which is our rematch review, a brief little review on FBC Firebreak, and some Dying Light retouches and some odds and ends there. No 20,000 films, no songs from the abyss. I do want to address this. It is our vacation time, so things are going to be a little bit drier than normal. Because each week, as you can see, Garrick is not here. He's here. He's with us in spirit. His emoji is the status for this Discord call. But yeah, no.
He died.
Just deal with it.
Garrick died.
Whoa.
Thank God
You
Garrick's
took a
not here
cannonball
because
for the
he
knee.
would hate this tiny water bottle. He would hate this.
You're like, just get a full water bottle.
I have to tell you guys something funny. So, like a couple weeks ago, I went and met up with the All Hype guys. We were working on the van, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go into the store and I'm gonna pick up a 6-pack of beer for us while we're, working on the brakes and stuff. I don't even notice till I get to them. The 6-pack I bought was like these little like 7.5 ounce cans of beer.
Oh no way!
Yeah. And
That
they,
was
Mini
gonna, like,
cans? They're
pinky
mini
up.
cans?
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Let me
He got everyone's sippy bottles.
They were Voodoo Ranger too. Let's see.
My boy got beer shots, bro. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
What are they called? They're called Voodoo Ranger Mini Rippers. They're called Mini Rippers.
Yeah.
I
mean,
And
I
this
mean, I
is
got
why-
I got a mini ripper, and I don't tell the world about it.
This is why we're 30 minutes late from takeoff, and you're still trying to figure out how to fit your pedal board into the back of the van. Last couple things, we have a
You get a mini
if you
ripper.
if you boost our Discord server, that allows you subscriber access to all the subscriber channels. Which, by the way, I have opened up our Shipwreck show submissions because I'd like to start bringing in some viewer questions in the near future. I think that would be fun to kind of sprinkle in to our content here. And last but not least, we do have goodkraken.com. Ernell, give us the spiel on goodkraken.com.
It's really fucking hot in Portland right now. And I'm really sweating like from underneath my eyes. But yeah, I mean, you can go to goodkraken.com because it's cool. Unlike
There you
Portland.
go. There you have it. From one
no.
Ernell Pearson from goodkraken.com. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
No.
Now I have a question to ask you guys. Now, over the last couple of years, we've noticed some really cool things happening in music. At least for us, I know we are considerable metalheads.
Music.
And over the last couple of years, we've seen things like, Spirit Box teaming up with Megan Thee Stallion, and, Spirit Box and Poppy becoming almost like household names, and even Knocked Loose being shown on national TV, and, these bands also winning world recognized awards and stuff like that. And it begs the question, is metal becoming mainstream?
It's a good
It has
question,
been
Xander.
for a long time. Metal's been mainstream.
But exactly. I guess
mean-
let me retool it. How do we know for sure that is 110% mainstream? And that's why I'm glad that DJ's here, because I know that he's not necessarily particular to this genre. So I think I want to kind of go like a round robin and end on DJ, and then we can kind of like feel it out from there.
I'll give you a short and simple answer on how we know. Multiple bands, even bands that are considered underground, have been nominated for Grammys as of the last decade, and metal's been mainstream for a very long time. I feel like more of the core aspect has gotten more popular. But I mean, look at like Slipknot or Metallica, or any band along those lines. That they've been doing arena tours for, multiple decades already. So like
Okay.
it's already been a mainstream thing. I just think
so.
I think the evolution
reframe
of it has gotten more popular.
Let me reframe it a bit then. Does metal and metalcore and like all of its subgenres and stuff, does it feel more accepted?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, I feel like the reason why it's more accepted nowadays more than ever is our generation, especially millennials, grew up on that kind of music. It was very popular when we were all in high school, like very popular, exceedingly so. Like even like Warp Tour was such a huge thing. Like even the normies who don't go to all the club shows or venue shows, they would still go to Warp Tour, when it hit your city. Um, whether it was to see, fucking Cute Is What We Aim For, and then all of a sudden they look to the right and they see Bring Me the Horizon on a stage. You know what I'm saying? I feel like festivals, like traveling festivals like that, were definitely involved in normalizing it. And then having those bands start to open, for those arena tours and stuff like that, to the point where it's just kind of exploded. It's even a bigger thing over in Europe than it is here, like very much so. I think bands like, if we want to get really literal on it, I feel like the metalcore, hardcore aspect of it for the rise of popularity into mainstream. I think bands like A Day to Remember did that. Bands like I don't really like these guys because I think they're whiny, but Bad Omens did that more as of recently, because they get really upset when their name's too small on a flyer when they're just starting out.
And you're never gonna let them live that down.
I'm never no.
He's not.
I
Oh my
have
gosh.
I have friends who have gone out and like played shows with that band, and they're just like you know what I'm saying? So like I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna call any names out here, but no, you hear things. Um, but yeah, I just think it's just kind of been the general evolution. I mean, we've seen the rise and fall of genres as a generational thing, and I think our generation that grew up with it kind of helped it become what it is today. I mean, look at when we were Young Fest. They do that 3 days in a row and it sells out every single day. What's the new metal one that they do too? What was that one called, Ernell? Sick New World, that one too.
Yeah.
Sells out
Oh,
immediately.
okay, yeah.
Aftershock sells out. Like all these festivals just sell out now. And even
Download Festival.
yeah,
overseas.
even like just regular ass shows here in Oregon, they like tickets go up within a day or two, sometimes even faster. The show sells out like immediately. It's there's a demand for it, and I'm not gonna. It's never gonna be MTV or VH1 mainstream, because that's just not how media in the world operates anymore nowadays. Those
Well,
channels.
that's not how MTV or VH1 operate in general anymore.
That's what I'm saying. That it's been
Yeah.
since I was like 16 years old. But I remember when I was like 15, 16 years old, I would get up in the morning and I would turn on VH1 or MTV and I'd see Under Oath, doing music,
Yeah.
like their music videos would be on there. So it's always been on the cusp of being really popular, but I think it was our generation specifically that made it really popular because that's what we grew up with. Just like how
And a lot more
bands
accepted, yeah.
like, Metallica and Van Halen and of those bands of the like we hear stories from our parents or people of that age, how they talk about how they grew up seeing those bands and their arena bands now. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I will say there's a huge difference between music like that and somebody like Post Malone, even though Post Malone did get his start within that genre of music, but there is a big
Shout
difference
out Crown the Empire.
on popularity rise on those different levels. Like Post Malone probably did one tour of playing clubs that were 1,500 capacity to 2,000 capacity, and then went straight to like arenas and ballrooms and stuff after that. So I feel like the grind for pop punk, metalcore, hardcore, whatever, like bands have to work really hard to get to a bigger stage per se, you know. Like they have to put in like a solid like 6 to 10 years of work before it like really does anything for them. I know, long-winded answer, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Ernell, what say you? Do you feel that the music that we had once been kind of picked on for or ridiculed for at one point in our lives is now much more widely accepted, and why do you think so?
It's hard for me to answer this. In one sense, yeah, I think the very easy answer is that it is more widely accepted. I don't think that necessarily means it's mainstream. I
Okay.
think that mainstream, quote unquote, as far as like the phrasing is concerned, is requires a very specific thing to it. You know, like because like Devin said, like metal and like metalcore is like never going to be like MTV, you know, or you know, like the like radio stations and like stuff like that like, you know, are like the main pop stations and such. And I think that is what is required in order for someone to be quote unquote mainstream. So in one sense, yeah, it is more widely accepted because I think that it's important to in agreement to what a thing that Devin said was that us millennials are 20 like 3% of the world's population now, and the younger generations are even more. I think like DJ's generation is like 25% of the world's population, and the younger generation beneath DJ is like 22% of the population. So like our ages and younger make up like 60% of the world's population as a whole. And for us, this genre is more accepted for sure. Of that 60% of the world, I don't think I wouldn't even say a majority of our population of the world listens to our music. It's just far-fetched to say that that's the case. Um I do agree that it is widely more accepted though. I think that it's
Okay.
more accepted now than it has been since the days of Metallica being like one of the number one bands in the world, right? Since
Right.
like the early days of like Linkin Park when they were first coming up on the radio and stuff, and that kind of like familiarized people into what metal vocals were going to like sound like, and sort of like paved the way for bands like Slipknot and like those bands to kind of really get radio play back in those days. And I think what's really important to understand too is that like metalcore is like such a broad genre now than what it used to be, because metalcore
Mm.
used to be a very specific thing. It's not the same thing now as what metalcore used to be. Metalcore used to be like As I Lay Dying and Killswitch
Right.
Engage, and like metal bands that were very very riffy and had like, you know, some form of like ambiance to their sound. Now it's just like any band that has breakdowns is pretty much considered like somewhat relatively within the metalcore pool. Um, and I hate that personally, but that's a whole other conversation because I think
There's a
that
lot of like subgenres within metalcore now. It's just
yeah, I mean like because I we start getting into that, I start like thinking about like the whole way that like pop punk has been like hijacked uh as like the literal definition of like that genre. But anyways, that's a whole other podcast conversation. But I want to make sure that we differentiate that, because when we start thinking about like metal bands that are more widely accepted, we start thinking about the Bad Omens, the Sleep Tokens, like the bands that are closer to teetering towards rock music than they are metal music. Because like Bad Omens like got to where they were not because of all their other fucking songs, but specifically because of the one, right? Like
yeah.
Just Pretend. And they purposely engineered that song to be the song that was going to do what it did, right? It was specifically made to be that. And so like when we start thinking about like all these bands that are gaining huge popularity, it's not just the Knocked Looses, it's not just the Lorna Shores, right? Like those were two very special, weird, like sort of singular like moments that happened, and really, honestly, like only really happened because of the internet.
Yeah.
When we start looking at the other bands, it's really because they had rock songs. And those rock songs made it easier for people to listen to those bands. I can promise you that there's a good handful of people that are like, oh, I like Bad Omens, but I don't like this song, and this song because that sounds crazy, right? Because like it for the most part, like the reason why like metal hasn't really gotten like mainstream for two things is one, because the screaming, right? The scream is always what turns people away, especially the older generation. Because I remember growing up and having like all of my adult family being like, I don't understand a word they're saying, right? That just sounds like they're angry, you know. And like
That was
it's been like
110% my parents after I picked up Meteora by Linkin Park.
yeah. They couldn't understand. It was crazy. It was different. They couldn't like wrap their brains around it. But also goes into the other reason why I don't think that metal is ever going to be mainstream in that sense again, is because metal was never really like meant to be mainstream. Like metal music was always meant to like not follow the popular formulas of music, right? Like the point of
Right.
metal music was to be able to do whatever you wanted with your
It was
music, no matter
rebellious in
how
a way.
yeah, it was supposed to be rebellious. It was supposed to be like, oh, I want to play guitar with like distortion on fucking max, and like, and bands back then weren't doing that, you know, until one day a guitarist did, and it just stuck. It stuck for a
Yeah,
really long time.
arguably not metal, but it made when you the way you describe that, it makes me think of like Rage Against the Machine and how Tom Morello approached his play style.
Yeah, I mean, like we you know, we start talking a little bit about like the history of metal, generally speaking. Like the roots are in rock music, and there just so happen to be some bands in that era when metal was a little bit more like starting to become a little bit more something, that bands were starting to like experiment more with that stuff. Like I know that it's like super cheeseball, but like AC/DC actually did a lot more for like the metal and rock world than people like really give them credit for. Like Angus Young, like doing what he did, like writing the bullshit songs that he wrote with like as much distortion and like energy that he wrote them in, really paved a lot of the road. Because there's a ton of other bands around that time that were like not going to do what they did, right? Like, they were
Right.
too fucking scared to do that. And now we have the same sort of thing where it's like there's bands that are like now understanding that it's way easier for people more widely to sort of accept what we're doing, and they're willing to sort of like take more chances and like experiment more with those things. And it's cool as a musician within that genre to sort of see that and see, wow, bands in my genre can actually make a career out of that. And don't necessarily, if they actually do things correctly, right? Like Devin can attest for this. Like there's now, unfortunately, like a very specific formula you have to follow if you want your band to like be a
Right.
career band. And if you don't follow that, unfortunately, like it's just not going to happen. And now like bands have a little bit more availability. There's a little bit more like different avenues that they can travel to get to that point if they really, really want it. Because of the sort of the layout of the platform that we are right now. I think that TikTok revolutionized opportunities for musicians as a whole. Musicians, artists, like what have you, in every genre, not just metal. I think
Magnolia
that
Park
like
is the number one that comes to mind that rose through TikTok. Magnolia Park, Loveless before they were canceled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot. I mean, like, and people, you know, thankfully there's kids that have been wildly innovative about it. So
Who did you say was canceled?
Loveless.
Loveless. I don't even know who that is.
Good. You're not missing out. I don't even think you'd like Loveless, to be honest with you.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
I
like
don't know.
my
I mean,
flavor.
like, again, another long-winded answer, unfortunately, but like I think that Devin and I are like wildly passionate about this subject just because it's like
Yeah. No, that's why I bring
it's
it
just
to the
cool.
table.
It's cool to see because like we've see like never in my fucking life, like going from like my music career starting at like 18 years old up to now 35, would I have ever put money that Lorna Shore would have been one of the biggest bands in the world because of one like 25-second segment of a song they put out that people like memed ironically, and it
Yeah.
became like a thing that people were like, no, that's actually really cool. And like
Yeah. And then next thing
like
you know, he's showing up on the charismatic voice and like
it
doing like
flipped the
song
script.
breakdowns with her.
We the internet is fucking crazy, and this is kind of like the ball that I want to toss to DJ is that like the internet's so wild that we like meme things into coolness so often that like we kind of like accidentally backhandedly make fun of stuff so hard that it actually starts to become kind of dope. And that's what I firmly believe happened to Lorna Shore, that people were just like, this is absurd. And then they kept listening to it. And they kept listening to it, and they kept then their friends started listening, and like all it took was that one friend to be like, "Yeah, I listen to metal music, and I want to show you this thing," and now it becomes reaction videos, right? And that's like one of the biggest like video, like consumed video style on the internet is reaction videos, and so like it's been one domino effect after another that we're now landed in this cool pool that like a metal band can just put out one decent rock song, and now half the world's population is like, yeah, these guys are kind of fucking dope. Like it's cool, dude. It's actually like a really, really cool sort of like phenomenon. I don't know how much money I would put down that it's gonna last, but
Right.
I hope it does.
$5.
I Yeah, like $40, right? I put put a couple 20s on the table. I'd maybe bet that, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, like I'm interested to hear what DJ says on this, just because it's like
Yeah. So
they're. Go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead. No, finish
I
it
was,
up.
I was just gonna say the landscape's just like so different now. It's like,
Yeah.
but before we were always like, yeah, rap's always gonna be the thing, right? Like rap's always gonna be sort of like now, not now that we're past the 90s, right? Like rap's gonna be like the one thing that we're always gonna hear on the radio forever. That's gonna be the most popular genre, and honestly, it probably will be. It probably will always consistently be hip hop, specifically hip hop and R&B will always end up being sort of like the main go to because it's easier to listen to. That's the entire point of it,
Yeah.
right? Like pop music is pop
And
because it's popular. That's the reason that phrase exists, and it. I don't know what that means in terms of like how that will be applied to metal music going forward, but it's cool to see. It's cool to see.
well, because like even on that, before I get to DJ, even on that note, like even with hip hop and R&B and stuff like that, you see them kind of sort of transitioning or more so including like country now, because you have a lot of notable rap and hip hop
Mhm.
artists and stuff like that that have been including more country music and it is interesting. But for DJ, I want to kind of like reframe this to kind of like get a more worldly view on this, because metal music is not necessarily uh your go-to, but
Yeah.
I want to know like what have you come across during your musical ventures and stuff like that? Like have you come across any like metal music just outside of us, like not from us or anything like that? Like at what point have you come across metal music? Because I feel like if someone like you who's not normally seeking that out and still crosses your feed at some point, like that's how I know that it's starting to breach those echelons of popularity.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what Devin and Ernell said, I think it really just like hits nail on the head. I think it is mainstream. Like, metal is mainstream, but I think it's not mainstream in the way that we used to think it is, because I think the term mainstream now has changed because we have the internet and it's so easy to find something that whatever genre, whatever niche that you have, or that you're into, you're gonna find it like immediately, and you're gonna find, and it's easier for those like-minded people who enjoy those niches to come together. So like, and it's easier to like kind of permeate through everything. And I can't even say that without your guys' influence, because I follow you guys on social media. So when you guys repost stuff, when you guys like stuff, when you guys comment on things, I get that residual into my feed. Regardless.
Right,
I don't even have to.
right.
I don't even have to look for it. I sometimes get it anyway. I think it's more accepted now, because those people, or you guys that grew up with it, are now grown up. So you guys have access to the internet. You guys have free will,
Oh,
and you guys just post about it all the time. And
sentience.
you guys post about music, or you boost or and improve engagement on posts that you guys like. So it starts to grow out from there. I've been seeing a lot, like there's more acceptance of metal like within like TikTok audios. Like some people use it like like parts of like metal songs to like get their point across, whatever video they're making, whatever.
Mhm.
I think it's more of a it's definitely more accepted. Like you could anyone could really bump it. It's like as it's not like a club, you know. It's
Right.
not as
Yeah.
like gatekeepy and oh you don't know these like what you guys would we still make fun of. It's like you don't know these bands that you never
name
heard of.
5 songs.
You,
Name
you,
5
yeah,
songs.
yeah, yeah.
by the
Name
way.
5 songs. And that permeates through every genre. Like you could name any artist and
Right.
someone will do that to you. So and I think that's why it's mainstream now, because you have those people that are like that for with any artist that you would name that does metal, right? Um, or just like even now, like you said earlier, like anyone could like post something and people will be like, "Oh, I fuck with that." Anyone could come up. So, and I've been getting a lot of like ads, and not ads, but like posts on TikTok about like, "Oh, we're a metal band out of so and so. We're doing a show in your area, or we're doing this. We're going on tour for the first time." Like I'm just getting that randomly, and you guys didn't even repost those. I don't even see you guys' comments on those. So like
Yeah,
I'm getting
okay.
those types of things. Those type of things are reaching
Okay.
me. So that's that. And also to say like, I'm a big hip hop and R&B head. Like that's
Mhm.
where I mostly lean to in terms of like my music my choices in music. But maybe I listen to everything. Um, Even that is like, it's permeating through pop, you know, and like it's usually like the popular stuff. It hits the greater population of music listeners, but it's still. I feel like it's mainstream, but it's not at the same time. Like there's layers
Right.
to it. That's why I meant like
It's definitely
the
in
same
that
thing with
like
metal.
weird fringe area still.
Yeah, like that's why I think about metal. It's like it is mainstream, yes. When you're talking about like the top artists, like people will name, but it's still niche in a sense. It still has a little bit of, it's on this pocket over here. There's this
Mhm.
pocket over there.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, but it definitely is more accepted. It's the I think you could say like you could say like you like metal and people will be like, oh cool, like that's sick. What do you
Right.
listen to? Instead of like you would say that like 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, you'd be like, oh, I listen to metal. Like, oh, how is that? How do you what is metal? It's either what is metal is like,
Oh,
how do
dude,
you
I
do it?
remember
Like,
I remember
you
in
know,
middle school blasting the album "Pray for
you
Plagues"
wouldn't
by
get it.
Bring Me the Horizon. I was in it was like our middle school
You wouldn't get it,
like
dude.
like field day or something like that, and I had so many people just telling me to turn that shit off.
This is my life.
Dude, I
This
got
speaks
made
to
fun
me.
of a lot for my Linkin Park t-shirts in high school, dude. That was crazy. That's a
It's like
crazy time.
Yeah.
I would compare it to like how popular anime has gotten. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's a
you
good
like
comparison.
I
Yeah.
can't I can't I every time when I see someone post on social media like, "Oh, we weren't bullying you guys because you liked anime. We were bullying because you were weird." No, you were bullying because we watched anime because you thought anime was weird. Like that's the
Yeah.
correlation. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I think like in now anime is mainstream, right? But
Yep.
it's still niche. Like there's still like you
There's
you
still
talk to
those
anybody,
few
be like,
people
what's your
out
favorite
there that
anime
are
right
just
now?
like,
It's like Solo Leveling, but like if you watch any other anime, you know Solo Leveling is like it's good, but it's not like top tier, best anime you will ever watch.
Well,
Everyone
it's
has
also
their own
like
choices.
if you look at the amount of people in the States that watched Solo Leveling, it is nowhere near the amount of people that watch Game of Thrones. Period.
Nowhere near.
And
Yeah.
that's what I was saying about like the mainstream thing, is that like mainstream like has such a requirement of like the mass population being involved in that, right?
And I was
Right.
thinking when Xander posed the question, I was like is like because it is mainstream. Like by definition, yes, all these things that we're mentioning is mainstream, but it's like it's not hitting the cultural like zeitgeist level of like big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't
Yeah.
Well, because like
permeate
how
that.
you explained it earlier, it's because of the way that the internet has evolved to this
Yeah.
point. We all have access. Like you hit the nail on the head with that, where it's just like whatever it is that you're into, you're able to just locate that and then subsequently locate a whole bunch of people who are also into that, and you find these little niche
Yeah.
communities so that
And
when you go out into the world, you grow into these communities, and they are relatively large for the
yeah,
most
but then
part.
you mentioned this,
And
you would think like that's your whole world, and you'd mention it, and then like mention somebody like I've never heard of that. It's like, what do you mean you never heard of this?
right,
It's just like one of the best blah 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 blah, and
yeah,
you're like, oh, never heard of it, never heard of it in my life. Like
yeah,
the like one of my friends, the lost meme, like
Yeah,
the
lost.
lost meme.
Yeah.
My friend has never seen that meme in her entire life until I mentioned
Really?
it,
She doesn't
and
know lost? That's crazy, dude. That's
wow,
crazy to think about.
yes, and like she's online. Like she's she plays League of Legends. Like she's a gamer. Like she's online, but she's never seen the Lost meme ever. And I'm like, how do you miss that? Like I thought everyone was on that. Like what was it? Like that Smosh clip of what's her name? Amanda. She missed out on Harambe. Like um like
Right.
yeah,
and they had to explain what Harambe was like 10 years later after, what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
It's
like she's like,
like
I never
how do
knew this
you
happened.
not know that?
And that
Yeah,
and that
Crazy.
reached
I get
like
it.
national news, right? And some people didn't get it, didn't see that. So that's what I mean. It's like it's so it like when I think of like mainstream, I originally I thought like, oh, it has to hit that mark, but even then it's not enough. It's even then it's not like it's not gonna hit everyone. You know, but it was really funny. You guys mentioned Slipknot earlier. There's this one creator on TikTok that like she's getting dragged. She's getting dragged for this, but she was like, I don't know. At the end of her video, she's like, with Slipknot like album cover in the back, she says, I think Michael Jackson's music was bad, overrated. I never liked his music. And I was like, is this rage bait? Am I getting rage baited right now? Like, and like, what do you like? I understand not liking Michael Jackson. Okay.
Yeah,
You don't like his music. That's cool. But to say he's bad, to say that he's overrated, what is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
completely different from not liking something. And there's people defending us like,
like
well,
there's a
I don't like his
reason
music
why he
either.
was
I'm
globally
like,
known
dude, he
for
looked
his
at
music.
people in the
Like,
crowd and they fainted.
Like,
Who else
the
did
man was
that?
actually like a legend, bro. Like
Like
that,
he
like for
just
real.
he
He was a
just
legend.
yeah,
he struck a pose and looked at a portion of the crowd and they all fainted. Who else has that type of motion? Who
Not
else?
Slipknot.
Who else, dude? Not Slipknot.
Definitely not
Like,
Slipknot.
and
You wanna know how people
Slipknot would
faint?
it'd
not
probably
agree
have
with
to
that
be
take
wearing
either.
like a really crazy
Slipknot would
mask.
be like, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah.
Slipknot would be like, "What? We love Michael Jackson." Like,
They
what?
they would.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's
they
the
would
thing.
say
legitimately
that, yeah.
would.
So
100%. I could easily
so
see Corey Taylor just being like, "Oh yeah, I fucking love MJ."
here's
Mhm.
since you brought that up, actually, something too is almost every single metal, hardcore, metalcore, what have you musician likes pop music. or
Yeah, they
R&B
like
or
other
hip-hop.
genres.
But
They-
not every like pop star or hip hop artist or R&B singer likes metal.
Yeah. And I think
it's
that's where
crazy.
the disconnect is.
I have a lot of people that get really surprised that like when they find out that I don't actually even warm up to metal music for my
Nobody
vocals.
does.
I listen.
Nobody does.
Nobody
I
does.
listen to classical piano. Like
Yeah,
throughout
dude,
the
you listen to, like,
the entirety of a
Sade,
show.
Sade and
Yeah, I'm listening to classical piano. I listen to like Boys to Men. Like I got Celine Dion on my warm up
yeah,
playlist.
like, you know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
Elton John. Like
But also there's some artists that have like attributed their music to metal, like some like influences like Lil Uzi Vert. He's known to be a big metalhead. Or like
Mhm.
Denzel
he
Curry.
mentions like, yeah, Denzel Curry, Juice
Mhm.
World, rest in peace. Um, you know, all
Post
those
Malone.
like
Post Malone goes
rap,
to hardcore shows.
yeah, Post Malone, rap and metal
X.
or rap and rock and metal are like
Denzel
very
Curry,
intertwined.
brother. Denzel Curry.
Very,
Yeah, dude.
Denzel Curry as well, dude.
No,
And
that's so
even
real
T-Pain,
though
dude.
too.
Even T-Pain,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah. T-Pain heavy
Yeah.
fucks with metal
Dude,
music.
I
Dude.
fucking
But
love T-Pain.
Mhm.
it's actually funny because there's like an entire section of like YouTube that is like rap musician reacts to metal band, right? And like that's a really
Yeah,
common
Yeah.
thing that's like
and
coming
it's the
up.
opposite too. It's
And
metalhead reacts to
reacts to
JID's new
rap,
album,
Yeah,
or
dude.
whatever the
exactly.
fuck, dude. Kendrick Lamar.
And it
Yeah.
and well, a lot of times what happens is like both sides of that coin, they're like popping off for it. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
dude, they're
this
like,
is
oh,
fucking
dude, this
sick.
is sick.
Like they're like,
This is
yeah,
this
like
is so
every
good.
time, dude. They're like, I think the last one I watched was someone. It was a guy reacting to, I think it was Dayseeker, and they were like, no, this is hype. This is fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah,
And I was like, dude, like
It's
that's
fucking
so
dope as
sick to like
hell.
think about, because it's like I hear that shit and I'm like, oh yeah, this is so sick, right? But like they hear and they're like, yo, like it's the
Yo, this is
craziest shit
fuck.
they've ever
Yeah.
fucking heard, dude. And it's the same thing with like metal music. Like there's a lot of rap artists that like I listen to and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude. How does he do it, bro? Like how does like
Yeah, how does he
I
do it?
remember for like the longest time
This guy's
just
goated.
fucking jocking Tyler the Creator. I thought that dude was the craziest shit on the fucking planet, bro. He was so sick, man. And I like honestly, I still hella fuck with Tyler the Creator. I like Vince Staples more, but like that's fine. We don't have to talk about that. But no, I mean like these days, like I'm like much more inclined to listen to stuff that's closer to R&B. And I found that there's a lot of like people that really like R&B music that are starting to like be a little bit more like, yeah, no, I come to find out, I have friends that I thought never in my entire fucking life would have ever touched metal music. And literally just 3 weeks ago, found out that a homegirl that I thought exclusively listened to like T Swift all the fucking time was like a huge like fan of the Devil Wears Prada. And I was like, what the fuck? Like
Oh my
never
god.
ever
What?
would I've ever
Wait,
What a
thought
hold on. What
that you
crossover,
era?
would
dude.
have been like,
What a crossover.
What era of the Devil Wears
yeah,
Prada
dude.
though?
Probably
Dude,
Plague.
like
Like
she
from the
was naming
beginning
off
or
like
like
or probably
dogs grow
Roots.
beards all over, bro. Like
Yeah,
it was
that's Plagues.
crazy, dude.
That's Plagues.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, that's fucking wild, dude.
my
Like,
god.
because like when you think of like the Devil Wears Prada, right? Like their stuff nowadays is like a little bit lighter than it used to be.
Yeah.
And even like the plot in you, right? The plot in you makes some of the most beautiful music ever in rock, period. But you go back and listen to their Wife Beater album or whatever, like the firstborn album, and it's just like, what the it's like a night and day fucking difference, dude. But finding out that like there's people that like listen to pop music that actually prefer like old plot in you is like fucking wild to me. And I'm not talking like old plot in you like when they first started doing like the lighter stuff. I'm talking like ring ring hello that like that plot in you know what I'm saying. And if you listen, you know what I'm talking about. uh yeah, man, it's crazy. The crossover is so real, dude. The crossover, I mean, and I didn't fully realize it until Meg the Stallion did a crossover with Spirit Box.
Spearbox.
And I was like, fuck, we might be on the way, dude. We might be on the fucking way, man. That's crazy, dude. Can you like think about that? Meg Thee Stallion was like one of the biggest artists in hip hop and R&B for a hot minute there, and she just did a cross song with fucking Spirit. That's crazy, dude. That's fucking wild.
Cardi
Yeah,
B
dude. Devin.
got caught stealing music from intervals, actually.
I almost
Whoa.
forgot about that, dude. Holy shit!
I didn't
yeah,
hear about
yeah,
this.
she
Hold
did.
on. Give me
Yeah,
the
It
fucking
happened.
cliff.
It happened a couple years ago, but let's see.
I didn't hear about this. I fucking love
Steals-
intervals.
Yeah. Let's see. Music from
That's wild, dude.
intervals. Or no, I think it was Pliny, not intervals. It was Pliny, actually.
I think it was plenty. Yeah.
Well, still,
yeah.
so the other like instrumental metal group.
Yeah.
Lil Skies didn't clear Pliny guitar sample for Name of the Sand, according to band Pliny.
Fucking Lil Skies, man. I haven't
so
heard
she-
that name. in forever.
Little Skies would do that.
Yeah, right.
My old buddy John, he was our old drummer for what is now Savage Hands. He's actually now the drummer for Alex Sucks, which I hate you for joining a band that's called Alex Sucks. But he has
deserve
worked very closely with Lil Skies. Yeah, I mean, how do you go off
I'm
and join a
having.
band called?
Can we talk about something really quick? Let's kind of just breaching away from like the metal
Just,
music.
We're in
have
we've
you
breached
guys
into open forum territory.
have you guys like I don't know if it's just me or not, but every time I see an artist with the name Lil in the name now, I don't trust them.
I just every
I
time
have a
I
real
see,
hard time trusting.
I cringe a little.
every time I see an artist with the name Lil in front of it, I can't stop but think of bass god Lil B. Every single time, I just think of
Yeah.
Lil B.
Okay,
Shout out
but
Lil B.
Lil B the
Okay, you're
bass
showing your age
god
now.
is some crazy shit though, dude. Like I never would have thought a dude would so openly support sex workers and then like crucify himself by doing some things he did later. Because Devin, I don't know if you knew this, but Lil B the bass god, right, was spending a lot of time on Twitter messaging sex workers and just like sending them money. Just buying content, doing all sorts of shit, right? Crazy, sick. We love supporting sex workers, right? And then one day he starts like getting outed for like being like verbally abusive to some of these women and like their messages and shit. And I was like, damn it, Lil B, I thought you were the boy, dude. I thought you were this fucking close, man. This fucking close. But see, that's what I mean though. Is like Lil B, Lil Lotus, don't fucking like that guy. Don't like that piece of shit, right? Lil Lotus, he's like he's this like dude who kind of teeters in between rap and metal music. He's like metal influenced rap. Yeah.
Imagine
just like every
flower.
Yeah,
like
did
that.
not, I was like, who the fuck is that guy? I don't know who the fuck that
dude,
is.
he wants to be X so bad. Let me just say that. He wants to be X so bad, DJ. It's crazy, bro.
I mean, even Lil Wayne now, dude, he dropped like the most dookiest album ever. Lil Wayne.
After one years ago,
first of all,
he put out one of the best
used AI
albums
to
of all
promote
time.
the album. That's one. Number two, actual dog shit. Like it's actual like the worst thing.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
DJ.
I've never liked Lil
Hold
Wayne.
on, line them up.
Yep.
You never liked Lil Wayne? You didn't like Lil Weezy?
Sounds like a fucking goat.
Lil
not
Wayne
even
was cool.
Really?
I've
Lil
never liked
Wayne
him.
had some great fucking bars, but he will never be as great as he was.
You never
in
fucked with
those
the Carter?
early 2000s. Dude, the Carter 3 was fucking nuts, man. That
Carter
shit was
3 was an album, bro. Like,
I also
crazy.
I don't support this person anymore for obvious reasons. But back then I was no. I was fucking with Tech 9 a lot back then.
Yeah,
damn.
dude, Tech breaks my fucking heart, dude. Tech was one of the
Yeah.
first rap artists I ever got really
Okay.
got into, because my oldest brother, who unfortunately has passed away now, used to smoke with him every time that he came into town.
Oh damn.
And I got introduced to Tech when I was like 10. Bro, that was crazy.
Dude, Tech 9, Einstein, back to Bubble Baby.
I
That shit back in the
want to say
day.
something real quick.
Yeah, DJ,
because
what's up?
since we're on hip hop, I'm a hip hop guy,
Mhm.
and I'm in tune
Yeah.
a little bit with the culture. You know,
Lil
and on
DJ,
Twitter.
base god.
Little DJ.
So there are some artists that if you list them out to me, I will look at you some type of way. And one
Okay,
of my friends that I play games with,
Mhm.
he posted his Spotify recap, and me and my other friend, she's black, and I'm Asian. We had to sit him down. We were like, so brother, what is this list? Number one artist,
Okay, yeah,
Dax.
I need to hear it.
Dax.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is 2 years ago, so it might have changed. Dax. Fuck Dax. First of all, he's this, like, corny, like, conscious rapper that's like, he's just fucking corny, and he made a song promoting, like, during, like, Donald Trump's, like, campaign. He's also Canadian, by the way, so I don't know why the fuck he cares. So that's one, and his music sucks. Like, it's like annoying, like, like, this is real rap, like, I'm talking real shit.
Oh, he's
Hate
that
that.
guy. Okay.
Done.
All right.
He's that guy, and he's more corny and annoying. Anyone who dresses up as the Joker, I think you're automatically like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
He's done it once
100%.
for a video.
100%,
You know what I mean?
brother. Yeah.
Number
Yeah,
two.
I'm with you.
Now I know this artist
I'm listening
is
to it
like,
right now.
I guess he's cool. He hasn't done anything problematic that I know of. NF
Okay.
is,
I'm
I
familiar.
think, if you listen to
No,
NF,
dude,
I think this is,
I get it,
you're
dude.
you're one of those.
NF is he's
It's like
just
new gen. I listen to Eminem. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's
the
teetering
newest-
this
newer
close to the
gen.
corny line, bro. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
because
Yeah.
he
Dude,
preaches about
he
being
toes
such like
that
a
line
Christian
very
rap
thinly.
guy.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
and
unfortunately.
then third, I mean, Jordan Lucas did make a banger. He made some bangers, but Jordan Lucas, that's another third one.
Really,
Fourth-
Joyner Lucas is one. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's part of the same group sometimes. Like, they listen to the same shit. Hobson, I'd never liked Hobson. That's just a me thing. I never liked Hobson.
Yeah,
used to like
he's
Hobson.
also
Hobson's a little
I used to really
crazy.
fuck with him.
I like Earl Sweatshirt though. I used to listen
Earl
to
Sweatshirt, I'm
Earl
cool with. I'm
Sweatshirt
cool
a
with
Sweatshirt's
lot.
hot,
Like
bro.
I came
But, like,
across
okay,
him
this
and
is the
Denzel
one-
Curry around the same time frame. Same with
These
like
are
Tyler
the
the
two
Creator
that
and
I
stuff.
think, yeah. I think these are the two that, like, will automatically, like, it will get you banned. I think Tom McDonald for sure. That is number one.
100%.
If you like Tom McDonald, that is, I'm not your friend no more. You are my enemy.
Here, dude. Nah,
You are
get
my
outta
enemy.
here, bro.
Yes.
For real. For fucking real.
Oh, number two, Kid Rock. Fuck Kid Rock. Fuck that guy too.
Dude, I want to knock him out.
Yeah, I want to know.
Kid
Yeah,
Rock,
we
bro.
let's
Fuck
knock
Kid
out
Rock.
Kid Rock. And then number three, what's his fucking name? Right now, he's
Tommy Bell.
actually getting a lot of flack, which is really funny. I think it's really funny. Jelly Roll. Fuck Jelly Roll.
Oh.
Yeah, because
snakes
I think-
ain't always in the grass.
I think Jelly Roll
Sorry.
suffers the most from his audience. But the DJ here's the thing though. We have
He
the
has zero
exact
stage
same-
presence too, dude. Have you seen clips of his stage? Like,
Yeah, I
him
know.
on
It's
stage, dude.
a
He's
bummer.
zero.
We have the exact same thing in metal music, right? Because I'm just
Yeah.
gonna name off three.
Okay,
that
do it.
that
Oh,
that
God.
if it's on your playlist, me, Devin, and Xander are gonna be like,
we'll look at you funny. Like, it's like,
Right?
it's like when you see like a celebrity that went to Epstein's Island. It's like, okay, you went one time, right? You didn't go repeat times. Like,
right.
we look at you.
It's one of those things, right?
You know what I'm
So
saying?
one, Falling in Reverse, Ronnie Radke, right?
Fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Nah,
If
if
anyone
he's
near
on-
Ronnie
if he's
Radke
on your
is, like,
playlist,
that's-
bro,
Yeah.
If he bro,
Yeah, fuck all that,
if
bro.
he's on
Fuck
your
all that. Fuck
playlist,
all
dude,
that.
get the fuck out of here. I know who the fuck you
Yeah.
are. Two, Hollywood Undead.
Yeah, fuck
Like,
Hollywood Undead.
The second someone says Hollywood Undead, I'm just like, I know you grew up in a trailer.
I
right?
know what
just
you
know
are.
it, bro. I can
I know
I
what
can
you
just
are.
feel it on you, dude.
I'm gonna fucking say it.
It's crazy,
Hot
brother.
take. Hot
Yeah.
take. I'm gonna fucking say it.
Say it.
Fucking.
Rip the Bandit off.
Here we go.
Why am I forgetting his
Here we
name
go.
all of a sudden?
Oh, he's in the hot seat now. He forgot.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh
Got
my
cold
God.
feet.
Amnesia?
Johnny
There you
Craig.
go. I'm waiting for it.
The
Right.
onset dementia.
Oh,
Johnny
Johnny
Craig. Johnny Craig.
Johnny Craig.
No, dude. See, here's I almost put him on this
Hold
list.
on.
I almost
No, he's on the list.
did.
No,
But here's the thing, though. There's
here's
still
the
a
thing,
ton
Ernell.
of
I know
people-
this. I've seen this man on a personal level interact with humans outside of music. This guy's on the fucking list.
Devin, I know.
This
I
guy's
know,
on
no,
the
no,
list.
because you're putting it. This is two different lists here. Johnny Craig's on like the piece of shit list. I'm talking about the list of bands and musicians that if you have them on your playlist, you think lesser of them. There's still tons of people that listen to Johnny Craig era Dance Gavin Dance and Amarosa regularly.
Myself included.
So I can't
included.
reasonably put on the list. You know who I can put on this list though, DJ, is Disturbed. Everyone
Trapped.
will look at you sideways.
Trapped.
If Trapped is on your playlist, you are getting sideways looks, brother. Like period.
Yeah, dude.
Misfortune.
They're like, oh, what do you listen to?
Misfortune.
And you throw that out, and they're like, huh?
Misfortune.
Dude,
Like, I would feel like you
there's
guys
some
would
that
do a
are
double
like-
take. You guys would do a double take, right? If
Oh.
you ask like, oh, you meet
Yeah.
somebody cool,
Yeah.
and you ask them like what they listen to, and then they hit Disturbed, and they're like, and you're like,
Mhm.
excuse me, what'd you
Five
say?
Bro,
finger
like,
death
we-
punch.
like,
Five finger death punch.
Let me explain this to you, right? So, Five Finger Death Punch is definitely one too. DJ, do you know "Down with the Sickness" by Disturbed? Do you know that song? Like, not like know it, but have you
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's the
know,
one.
like
Right.
that. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So my senior year in art in high school, my art class teacher said for our last week, I want everyone to go up in front of the class and I want you to play a song that you think represents you as a person. And that girl went up to the front of the
Oh.
class
Oh,
No.
and played down. And now here's the thing: we all had to sit and listen to the song with them
in
to,
its
like,
entirety.
in its entirety to understand and try to like grasp the levity
Did she
of
pull up the music video?
why they picked that song. Worse. She played the album version that has an entire 15-second section of the vocalist like simulating a abuse from his mother in the song. And it was the most awkward brother, when I tell you I've never seen 40 people in a room cringe at the same time, because this chick was like, she was vibing, dude. She was vibing to Disturbed's "Down with the Sickness" in front of us, dude. I can't fucking believe this shit, man.
If you're listening to this and you are the classmate in question, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing okay now.
I
You're
used to
doing
think the
better.
same thing, and
You're still
then
here.
I remember a day that I like went out to lunch and I saw her and her boyfriend, this guy named Robert Starr, two
Uh-oh.
R's in his name. They
Oh,
were
shit.
on like they were on like the park
Any
bleachers,
relation to Patrick or
biting each
Jeffrey?
other. They were biting each other and leaving. It was like breaking skin, quote unquote. And I I knew of them because I sold them weed. But they showed me, and when I looked closer, I was like, that didn't actually break skin. You just have like blood on your skin. And they were like, what? And I like looked at them and I realized, oh no, they didn't break skin. They just have gum disease, gingivitis. So when they were sucking,
Oh no. Maybe she's going through a lot, man. Let's not judge. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's in a better. Maybe she's in like a better spot now. You know.
I hope.
You know.
I hope, man.
Maybe.
I hope, man.
Yeah. We
hope
we hope for the
she's-
best, but at the same
I
time,
hope
that's
she's-
fucking crazy, dude. At the same time,
I-
that's
I-
fucking hilarious. That's fucking-
I
at
genuinely
the same
hope
time,
she's not
I'm gonna laugh at that.
down.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
She's
my,
not
my
down
man,
with the
my man
sickness
said
On one
anymore.
hand,
I
like
hope-
hope
I
she's doing
hope
better.
you're
That's
On
also
the
funny as hell.
other side, yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like
That's,
I'm gonna laugh at that, but you know, hopefully we're doing okay. But on the other, I'm gonna laugh at
that's
this fucking.
DJ's equivalent to no offense, but
No, this is like
Oh my God, man.
congratulations or I'm sorry for you.
Oh,
Robert
man,
had
well-
a every day he wore a like leather duster coat and had like the backpack with wheels on it. You know what I'm saying? The wheelie backpack.
Hey
the
man,
wheelie
hey,
backpack.
he was moving efficiently, dude. Don't judge that. He was moving
Yeah,
efficiently.
I hope he was
Sure,
wearing
sure.
Heelys so that
That's
way
fair.
they could move in fluid motion.
Devin?
I did want to talk about
He was not. No.
a
Imagine.
band like to cap this off that I feel like is making mainstream, especially now. Turnstile.
Okay.
Turnstile. That band is
Mhm.
making mainstream. I feel like,
yeah.
I disagree.
dude, they just had a
disagree.
movie come
I
out in
disagree,
theaters
unfortunately.
at Cinemark.
Yeah. How many people went and saw it?
I don't know, but I can show you them playing to bigger crowds than almost any other band in the genre.
I'm willing to back Devin up on this a smidgen because I have been seeing Turnstile show up in a lot of headlines lately.
And they're used as
They have been
Granted,
coming
I
up.
don't
They
care
have.
enough
I will
about
I
them
will
to
give
really
you that.
read the
They
headlines,
are on a route because
and
I've been seeing interviews with that vocalist a lot more online too.
and they're now with this album is the second time one of their songs is being used for a Taco Bell commercial. Second time.
Devin, can I ask
And
you because I
actually-
get these guys confused a lot with
Taco
every other
Turnstile.
fucking band that sounds like them, like
They
Citizen.
they are not in that realm. They are not in that realm. So they're a hardcore band who like kind of
No, I am legit. I am legit asking though. These are the guys with the vocalist that has like the long hair and the glasses.
no. You're thinking of
No.
Turnover.
Okay.
You're probably thinking
Turn
of
over. Okay.
No, Turnstile
Okay. I need to
is
see what
is
Turn over
a
Turnstile.
is a hardcore band.
One you
Um,
walk through, the other you eat.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
they
We're good now. I was thinking of. Yeah, you're good.
let me put it this way. They played a show over in I think it was Baltimore in the park, a free show, and over 20,000 people showed up.
Sick.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think that's like arena level of people. Like it was like it wasn't even like promoted, it was like announced and people just showed up. It was at Wyman Park.
Oh, it was modern baseball. I was thinking of.
Oh, what? Completely different.
Modern. What?
Yeah, totally different band I was thinking of. Yeah, modern baseball is what I was thinking of in my brain. My apologies. I come correct. Yeah, thank you. I stand corrected.
So the rise of Turnstile right now, a lot of people are comparing it. This is going to sound like a crazy take. This isn't my take, but I've seen this on the internet. A lot of people are comparing it to Jimi Hendrix. Actually, right now.
I think, yeah.
No,
I'm glad you didn't
wow.
own that take. I don't know if I can agree with that.
No, I've
Because
seen it.
Because
I've seen it across the.
well,
internet.
I'm not. That's not to say that like. Anyways, I fundamentally. I would argue this is such a contrarian ass fucking take on my part. There's nobody is ever going to be Jimi Hendrix. Okay, nobody's ever going to fucking be that.
I
think
agree.
It's fucking crazy.
I'm just
that
saying
people are making that comparison, but
that conversation is happening, like on the feeling of what how the music feels.
Yeah, that's weird. People are weird.
Yeah. That's just what I've seen lately, and I've also noticed that they've been like recreating some of like his stage design for his shows. They've been recreating that for some of their shows too. I've seen that as well.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, can we just very quickly before we kind of like finish things off real quick? I just want to do a like quick post note here. So a thing happened earlier, like over the weekend, between one piece of shit known as Ronnie Radke, and a band that I liked for a while called Faith. And their guitarist unfortunately got caught talking to a 14-year-old girl. Crossfaith's guitarist, not Ronnie Radke's, unfortunately, not yet. Uh, and Ronnie Radke like put the dude on blast, and cool, like the dude deserves to be put on fucking blast. I just want to like make sure that I put out like an announcement here that Ronnie Radke like putting someone on blast for talking to a 14-year-old doesn't suddenly make him a good person. Can I just make that very clear for
Yeah,
people?
absolutely.
He's not suddenly
not,
like
you know what I'm
a
saying?
fucking saint. He still doesn't like trans people. He still is like vehemently like anti-gay. He uses slurs all the fucking time. Like that doesn't wash his hands of all the other bullshit he fucking still does to this fucking day. So can you guys be fucking real for a second? Can we just be fucking real for a second?
Yeah.
Ronnie Radke is a fucking asshole. All right, that's never gonna change.
Yeah.
He doesn't just get to do the bare minimum. It is like everyone should be calling out pieces of shit for trying to diddle with 14-year-olds. Like everyone should be doing that. He ain't special. Like, you just fucking figure that out. Like Jesus Christ, Ronnie Radke fans, fucking insufferable, man. The fucking worst, worse than Disturbed fans.
I agree.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And with that, unlike Ronnie Radke, we're not going to deflect anything because this has been the Shipwreck Show, where once a week, every week, various members of the GK crew gather to get to discuss anything and everything the Seven Seas has thrown our way. If you liked what you heard, you can get even more over at patreon.com/goodkrakenpods, where you can get exclusive content, discounts on merchandise, and have early access to all of our content before it goes live on podcast and video services. Don't forget to join the GK community over on our Discord channel, which was recently reorganized by yours truly, by clicking the link down in our description section below. And if you want more, follow and subscribe to get updates when new episodes go live everywhere. We have to set sail, everyone, but until next time.
Fuck Ronnie Radke.
Fuck
He's
Ronnie
a poo-poo
Radke.
from a butt, dude.